Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
Here
comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, what do it? Kick Dig back here and welcome to this very, very early Philly Shakedown podcast season finale about to happen. Joey Shakes, what's going on, my man?
Too good, man. It's the season finale of the regular season, and then it's all business after that. So we got a lot to talk about today, though.
A lot to talk about. I love the playoffs. We're almost here. It's going to be great. We just got to get through this preseason game tomorrow. So it should be interesting. J-Dog, what's going on? Matt Weeks, Robert, what's happening, my man? Let's see who else is here. J-Dog, I see J-Dog and Matt Weeks talking a lot. Willis Tam, Ian890, Trey, Marcus, Shonuff, Kev, the creator, Bleeding Kelly Green House Cat, Trey, Ann, what's going on, Ann? Robert, Herb, thank you for the super chat. Lord have mercy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. You know it. And I thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We should start, I guess, with the most important news of the day, and that is that the Eagles have activated tight end Dallas Goedert from injured reserve and elevated linebacker Dallas Gant and defensive end Charles Harris for the game. But getting Dallas Goedert back is huge, especially in the blocking game. We need Goedert, and it's good to get him back.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I think Calcaterra's done a pretty good job, even the last couple of years. You know, he's had a lot of playing experience, a lot of starting experience. So, I mean, I've been pretty good with Calcaterra. I think it comes down to the blocking with him, and yeah, it's good, man. He's back. Just stay healthy through the playoffs.
Yeah, we need him. JNB, thank you for super chat. Can't wait for the playoffs. Feel good. You streaming? Yeah, I'll be streaming every playoff game that there is. So it'll be double headers for me. And yeah, I'll be definitely streaming. And you'll be doing at least the Eagles games, right? Yeah. So we'll be doing that. And I'll tell you this, tomorrow's game, if for some crazy reason, and I'm not expecting it to happen, but if for some crazy reason Saquon Barkley plays and goes for that record, dude, I will be giving away a Saquon Barkley jersey during my stream. I will definitely be giving away a jersey because to me, that would be an amazing, amazing thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Great.
What are your thoughts on the whole situation? I mean, I know everybody's been talking about it all week. I did my little plea to Nick, but what I don't know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts on the whole thing?
It comes down to like it's just been like I look. We look at both sides, whether it's him playing or not playing. You know, like hearing Saquon talk in the locker room about it, talking to Nick 2 times. He talked to him about it. Then the next day he said, "Hey, I want to go after it." And Nick kind of shut it down. And then when he had his press conference in front of the locker room, he was, seemed like he was really upset about it, really wants it. I know his dad is upset about it. I know that his family really wants it to engrave his name into the history books. This is not an Eagles record. This is an all-time rushing record that if you have a chance to go get it, you go get it. Whether people agree or disagree. I feel like it's like Nick taking Saquon's legacy away, but I understand both sides. I'm not hating on anybody. This could have been Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman making this decision over Nick. Maybe Nick wouldn't care, but we really don't know. But will this affect them going forward? Super Bowls are never given, and this is something that they could absolutely get on Sunday. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm feeling very greedy that he should get it. But if you play him, you have to play everybody else, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah. I think you need to let him go. I think it's all. I feel it's all connected. I feel it's a mindset, it's an attitude. It's what champions would do, and I think you go for it. But I've spoken about it so much. It's just like, what are you going to do? Marcus says, I think the Eagles are bluffing regarding the records. They're trying to catch everyone off guard. Saquon will play third or fourth quarter. Interesting. Now, what do you make of him practicing yesterday? Because he did practice, which was kind of like, look, you're on a bye week. You're treating these guys like it's a bye week. They need rest. To me, rest is rest. You don't practice. Well, I thought it was interesting that he was the only starter not practice or to practice.
Yeah,
what did you think about that?
Yeah, the report came out that he was practicing. A.J. Brown didn't practice. Devontae Smith didn't practice.
Nobody.
I heard a rumor that the offensive line did practice. It's just weird. Like, that's if he's doubtful. Okay, so the game status is a lot of these players are doubtful. Saquon Barkley is doubtful for Sunday. So why are they even trying to practice him where you can get hurt in a practice? Makes no sense.
Well, and if we're talking about just getting rest is rest,
right?
To me, so it's interesting. But I'll tell you this: if Nick Sirianni does it, if he pulls this off and doesn't tell anybody, and then they play them guys and go for record, I will love him. It will change my entire opinion of Nick Sirianni. He will become a legendary coach, as far as I'm concerned, because I think it takes balls to do something like that. And I think championship mindset, and I think the momentum that you get from that record, and just seeing how upset he is, and you could see it, and you could even hear it on the other players on the team's voice. You can see they're itching for this thing, man. And I think it's their destiny. I think it's the path that we've been given, and I think we should not shy away from it. I think we should embrace it.
Yeah, and I think it's just a goal too. Look, the goal is to hit 2,000. Obviously, it's a team goal. The team goal is to make the playoffs, and you did. You clinched a playoff berth, win the division, and now you get Barkley's 2,000 yards. And really, another goal is to, this looks good for the offensive lineman. Looks good for Lane Johnson and the rest of these guys that might end up in a yellow jacket down the line. You never know on their resume to say, hey, I blocked for Saquon on his historic year, breaking Eric Dickerson's rushing record. How good would that look on a resume? And that's a whole thing.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, listen, that elevates the. It's not just a Barkley record; it's a team record. It's one of the greatest records in sports. If you get that record, it elevates this team. So if they go in and they get the record, and then they would win the Super Bowl, you're now putting them on another level. Like, to me, they goes down as one of the greatest offensive lines in the history of the game. So to me, there's a lot of prestige that goes with that, and it elevates. It actually, to me, elevates whatever they would accomplish in the playoffs. I know that there's so much talk about, oh, he could get hurt, and I get it. I understand all the arguments for that, but somehow it's turned into where it's either you play for the record or you play for the Super Bowl. It's one or the other, and it's not one or the other. That's not what the scale is. It is you play for both. There's no reason you can't get both. As much as there's possibilities of somebody getting hurt, there's possibilities that they could win the whole thing and get the record. So, with all the way we hear the talking, you would think that it's either you're choosing one or the other. You're not. Super Bowl is the main goal. It's the number one goal. It's the number one priority. But that doesn't mean you should turn your back at his.
What I didn't want to happen today is for Sunday, at least, for them to sit Saquon. And then obviously the Ravens are playing now and having Derrick Henry. I don't know how much he needed, like 230. I don't know how much it was, 220 something, 230 something. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want him to, because they said him Sunday that he breaks the rushing record. The rushing title for the season. Yeah. Or whatever.
He didn't. I don't know where he is right now. There's 3:58 left in the third quarter. They're up 21-3. He's still playing. he had like 8 yards going into halftime. So I don't know where he is now. But I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah.
It's not looking like it. Petey Tatted, he goes, I think they just might let him play. Yeah, I have a weird feeling about that too. Like when I saw him practice, it made me really go like, what's going on with that? You know, I mean, we'll see. But in case they do play, Joey, in case they do play their guys, I do got a bet I will be doing for this game. So I'm going to show everybody right now what that will be, and we'll see if it works out.
Yeah.
Week of the regular season, and the Eagles don't need this game, but I think everybody's going to be betting the Giants and the under. That's why I'm going the complete opposite. Backups or not, the Eagles are going to blow the Giants out. I got the Eagles -3 and the over 38.5. We are going to buy the hook, make it 38, and we're going to take the Eagles and the over in this game. And if you like this bet or you want to do something similar, go to BetUS right now where you can get 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to a $2,000 maximum. All you got to do is use promo code YouTube150. That's 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next 2 deposits, only at BetUS. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. You know, it's never an easy thing. I don't think there's a right or wrong. A lot of people have gotten mad at me this week, called me a lot of names and all those kind of things, which whatever. But I understand the arguments on both, man. But
No, I do.
I think you got to go for it. I do. And 99.9% of the time, I would say sit them.
Mm-hmm.
There's ever going to be an exception. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Hey, Warren right there for Super Chat goes, in Troy, kid said to Achilles, he's the largest man I've ever seen. I wouldn't want to fight him. Achilles replied, that's why no one will remember you. That's pretty good. That's exactly. But it's so true, man. I keep thinking about the movie Rudy and like when they all come in to let Rudy play and they all like, let him play for me, coach. And you know, hopefully we'll get that kind of moment with the team, man. Hopefully Nick is going to let him roll, man. If he does, like I said, I'll be so excited. I will be doing a Saquon Barkley giveaway on my live stream. So we'll see. Lewis, thank you for the super chat. He goes, my mom just got me a DeJean jersey. Hopefully he doesn't change 33. Last time I got a brand new Eagles jersey, Wentz in 27 was
I don't blame you.
Yeah. No, I don't know. 33 has grown on me, the number. So, you know, I think he'll be okay. But I mean, we will find out. I don't think he's going to change it because Nolan Smith isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
So
right.
he ain't getting 3. Jay about Dave for super chat. He goes, seeing the backups will be cool. Who can see who is really ready for playing time and see if they can get some starts in the near future? Well, I tell you what, I really want to watch Tanner McKee play. I really like watching that kid. I liked what I see last year. I like the way he throws. I like the way the ball comes off his hands. And it'll be interesting to watch him play.
Yeah, I mean, getting to see like the back end of your roster in this game is always a good thing to see what you have, and whether it's the backup corners, some backup defensive linemen. I mean, you can't sit every single person, but you could obviously take out most of your roster and see what you have. So I've been happy with the backup quarterbacks. I want to see more, no doubt.
Yeah. Fly Eagles Fly. Thank you for super chat. He goes, did you hear about the drones? It's China. Yeah, I've seen all that stuff that's coming out right now. I probably can't talk much about it here without getting more throttled than I already am. But I will be doing a tinfoil dingbats on that. And I will be doing a live stream Zoom on that. I was going to do one today, but my voice just isn't strong enough. But I'm going to reschedule that. But, you know what I don't want to see, though, and what I'm afraid we're going to see is that every time they run the ball, they're going to shoot they're going to shoot to the sideline with Saquon Barkley with his, hat on and he's got his hood over his head and just looking like, dejected. And it's just going to be a constant thing they're going to show on TV. I really don't want to see that, dude. It's going to break my heart. It really does.
And I think what makes it worse too, not worse, but even against the Cowboys, sitting him that whole fourth quarter was I feel like they could have just done a little bit more with him.
That's when I knew they didn't want to go for the record. That's because if you want to go for the record, well, not totally, but it made me think.
Right.
He also did have 30-something carries at that point.
31 or something, yeah.
Yeah, so how many more carries can you give him? So, yeah, it would have been nice if he could add enough, if it was 30 more yards to go, if they would have just used him a little more in the beginning of the year, but who knows, it's all in front of him. I believe if he plays, I believe he gets it, because look, the Giants, they're going to go out there and they're going to try to stop it. They're going to, they're gonna bring everybody up. They're gonna load the box up. And the one good thing about that is if you get through that first level and you get to the second level, he's gone. Mm-hmm. He's gone. Mm-hmm. You might get a 50-yard breakaway, a 70-yard breakaway. We'll see. Howard says Henry has 71 yards. He's not catching Saquon. He's got 71 yards. I swear he had 8 yards at halftime. So he's having a good second half. 500, good to see you. Much better, man. My fever just broke today. It literally broke a few hours ago. It's crazy. This was the weirdest sickness I've ever had. This was weird. It started Monday night. I started losing my voice, and then New Year's Eve, man, I had to almost convulsion shakes when the fever was kicking in. It was it was bad. It was really it was weird. It's a weird sickness. Masai says, who's ready for this playoff run? Personally, I want to play Green Bay so we could throw and run all over the defense. I think it's going to be Green Bay. I think we're going to wind up playing Green Bay. But it's an interesting it's lining up pretty interesting. The game tomorrow night, the Minnesota Detroit game, is going to be for that 1 seed. Can you imagine being a 14 win team and you're going to have the 5th seed? You're going to go on the road in the first round of the playoffs to what, LA or Tampa or whoever wins those division? That's crazy. I will be streaming that game as well, so we'll have to do the post game right after the Eagles stream tomorrow, because I'm gonna be doing that night game. So
yeah,
so we'll do that. But geez, it's just yeah, man, it's crazy.
Did you see Green Bay's Green Bay has an injury, a PCL tear with Jair
Alexander, right?
Yeah, he's gonna be out.
I mean,
it looks like
their defense looks bad.
Yeah,
it looks bad. I think the Eagles will beat them. Part of me wants Washington, though. I really want to play Washington back for a couple weeks ago. I do. So, but at this point, I'll take whoever you put in front of us. We'll be ready to go. Just be ready to play, and that's what's important. I think they beat either of those guys. What's going to be interesting is the second round of the playoffs, because if let's say you get the Eagles win, let's say the Rams win, let's say the other division team wins, and let's say Minnesota wins. Well, all of a sudden, the second round of the playoffs, the 5th seed goes to the number 1 seed, and the 2 seed plays the best seed remaining. So the Eagles may play in the second round the Rams or somebody like that. And Detroit would have to play Minnesota, which is actually a tougher game because they're the 5th seed. So it may the 2 seed actually may work out for the Eagles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That would be a huge break. Can you imagine if the Eagles get the Rams in the second round and Detroit's got to play Minnesota? You got a legitimate chance to have that championship game in Philly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. Personally, I hope Minnesota wins. I want Minnesota to win and beat Detroit because I think that I don't care. I know people say, "Oh, Detroit's defense," but dude, their offense will score on you. You're not going to hold Detroit to 20 points.
Right.
So to me, to go into Detroit is really, really a tough place to play, and with that offense, I think that's a tough game. I would rather play Minnesota than Detroit. 500 with Goedert back. That means our whole offense will have all our starters playing at the same time week 1. Yeah, it should. It should. We should all be ready to go. Especially, hopefully Hurts now. Are you worried about the Hurts situation with his concussion?
Yeah, I'm worried I'm just worried that he's taking. I mean, it's uncontrollable. Obviously, I mean, this must have been bad. I mean, this must have been really bad if he's out this long. I mean, 3 weeks. I mean, I can get over a week. I can maybe get over 2, but 3 weeks not throwing, not practicing, not doing nothing, and you're really relying on a playoff practice week. And you're not gonna, and you have to knock off some rust, and hopefully you're not gonna go into this game and have a slow start, and then because of this one concussion that hopefully doesn't ruin this game or the momentum of this game offensively if what we have to do. So a little bit, just a little tiny bit. It's a lot of time off.
It's crazy. I mean, it just goes to show you when it comes to concussions, you can't look at one guy getting hit a certain way and then another guy and think that one is more severe than the other. It's individual case. I don't think the Eagles can hold him out and say he's got a concussion when he doesn't. I don't think they're allowed to do that with concussion. So he must literally still be under concussion protocol. So I think if come Monday he's not cleared by Monday, I'm going to start to worry. I'm going to start to worry because that's crazy. But if he comes back Monday, I think we'll be fine. I'm not really that worried about the time off. I think he missed didn't this happen in 2022? He was he went the same amount of games without playing.
I don't know. Maybe it was a couple of weeks because I know Minshew took over for 2 games. I forgot what it was.
Well, he took over for the Dallas game was Christmas Eve, and then he took over for that New Orleans game. We lost both of them, and then I forget how we finished that, but he didn't play. He didn't play until the playoffs. So yeah, I mean we've been down this road before,
Yeah.
AI Coconut guy says we might be upset in the first round of the playoffs, but the rushing record is most likely if we play Barkley. Fly Eagles fly. Yeah, listen, a rushing record. The record is great. It's never going to be better or to me be a replacement for not winning in the playoffs. I'm not going to have us lose in the playoffs but have the rushing record and I'm going to go, oh, well, at least we got the rushing record. I'm not going to feel that way. I'll never feel that way. I feel that it elevates the Super Bowl win. So when you win the Super Bowl, you can say, now this is one of the great offensive lines that have ever played in the NFL. And then the Eagles get the proper respect that they never get.
Right. I agree.
Why do you want the Lions to win? I don't want the Lions to win. I thought I could have sworn I just said the Vikings.
Minnesota. No,
I want Minnesota to win. Dave D, thank you for super chat. He goes, hope you have a great weekend. Oh man, thank you so much, man. Hope you do too.
Thanks, Dave.
Neither one of you all bum teams in the playoffs. Sit down and be humble. We must be talking about the Niners, right? Because Niners all day is here. And then who could the other team they're talking about possibly be? It's probably got to be the Dallas Cowboys. Boy, that beating the Cowboys got last week. I've never seen a game shut the Cowboy fans up as much as that game last week. I haven't heard a peep out of them.
Backup against backups.
Yeah. Holy Squire says the concussion protocol is under the supervision of the league, not the Eagles. Of the doctor, right? Is it an independent doctor or is it a team doctor?
I think it's team
you're
doctor.
Right. It's not under the Eagles. They can't be saying, well, we're going to say he's in concussion protocol all week to rest him, and then he's really fine. No, he's going to be Once he's not in concussion protocol, he's not in it. So I think if you get to Monday and Jalen Hurts is still in concussion protocol, I don't know. That I got to start to worry. You get to like Thursday, Friday. You get to Thursday, he's still in concussion protocol. He ain't playing.
No, probably not.
Thoughts on your Steelers? Good defense, but I think the offense has been a problem for you guys. I mean, you had a tough run there with some tough games, so you guys gotta get you need a win, kind of get right the ship and get you guys going the right way.
Would they lose like 3 straight or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. They had a tough schedule. They had the Eagles, they had the Ravens. I forget who else they had. It was a tough schedule. J-Dog says, see Kelsey's show 5. I did not. Does Kelsey's got a new show or something? Is that what people are saying?
Yeah, I watched it. It's a late night show on, I don't know, I forgot what day it is, but I watched it. It's all right. It's a little cheesy, but it's, I'm kind of tired of I think so.
Out, aren't you?
I'm very Kelsey'd out. Like it's
like
just too much now.
He's in my soup.
Commercials,
toilet paper. Like at the store, you see him.
Buffalo wings.
It's like, dude, come on, man.
Nah, it's the Kelsey shit's too much now. I'm like really tired of it.
Now I know from what I heard was Kelsey was spitting the line of, I understand what the franchise would do and stuff like that. But as a player, I would want to play. And I was like that, and that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Lewis, thank you for super chat. He goes, what kind of value would you guys trade for Myles Garrett? Apparently, he wants out Cleveland. I would do a 2025 first and a third. I would not give a first. I'm not giving up a first round pick. I would give up a second, but I'm not going to first. How old is he? That's the main number.
I thought he was like 20. I thought he was.
If he's like 26 or 27, then I would think about it. 29 or more, I'm not doing it. But God, what he would do, like that's exactly who you need. That would take this defense to another level. I'm not going to lie.
Do you need a veteran at this point? Because realistically, like we don't know what's going on with Brandon Graham. He's doing Sunday night countdown now. Him going out and getting a network job as of right now. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, because if he's trying to look for like a network job, it could mean either the Eagles don't want him back, or they pretty much know they don't want him back, or he's going to retire after this year. Then you're down. I don't think they're re-signing Josh Sweat. They lose Sweat. They lose Graham. And Bryce Huff is not worth $17 million a year right now. He's not. So do you double down on edge rusher? Do you go get a veteran and draft an edge rusher in the first round?
You lose Sweat and Graham, you got to. I don't think you can. Now, Myles Garrett has 14 sacks this year. God, he has the 14 quietest sacks I've ever seen. But he's 29 years old. I can't give it. I can't give a first-round pick.
You can't
for a guy that old. A second-round pick I would do, but first-round pick is too much. But that is the type of guy you need.
Right.
Well, the Vikings and the Lions will face off for round 2 if the 6 or 7 lose. Yeah, exactly. And I think Green Bay loses to the Eagles. And I think there's a good chance Washington could lose in round 1. I don't think Washington going on the road to L.A. or wherever, I don't think they're guaranteed to win. I think it's very likely that you're going to see Detroit and Minnesota play each other, and the Eagles are going to end up with the benefit of having an easier team to go up against. The Eagles could get the NFC Championship game at home. But I think Minnesota, to me, is less than a threat than Detroit. And mainly because I think the Eagles, I could see the Eagles going to Minnesota and winning there. I have a hard time. I mean, not that they can't win Detroit, but it scares me a lot more. That offense is just too good, man. They just score points, and you're going to have to score a lot of points. You're not going to hold them to 17 points. They're going to score 30 points on you. So I think it's constant pressure. But I do think the Eagles are also built to beat the Lions. because you have that run game. You've got to slow the tempo up. You got to have 7-8 minute drives, and score touchdowns. But if you do that and you can keep that offensive off the field of the Lions, and maybe get a few extra possessions, you got a chance.
Yeah, gotta have.
What's that?
No, you gotta have a fast start. I mean, you gotta start these. I mean, that's I thought they've done that pretty well the last few weeks. I thought they've done a pretty good job of that. So hopefully they stay on record of that.
Fabio, they were super chicos. Philly reporters are clowns. Never have proof of things. I mean, I don't know what we're talking about, so I don't know what in context we're talking about that. Roll Philly dogs. They were super chicos. The fact that wasn't a penalty by Louvu is crazy. There was a couple plays in that Washington game where, I don't know how they didn't call some of the penalties.
Every team is going to suffer, and I'm like the playoffs, man. Like the referees will be way worse, and it's gonna be really bad. Like games are gonna get fucked.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is why this is what makes me like. The Commanders, this is why you deserve to be losing every year. You guys don't know how to win. You're not very good winners. 500, you're scared and dangerous. JD5 is your daddy. Belt to ass. HTTR. You can't say HTTR. It's HTTC, which is really stupid. Listen, Washington, I like Daniels. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think Washington's going to be a good team for years to come. But don't act like you guys came in and own us or something. Come on. I mean, the game was headed for a blowout until the quarterback got hurt. And you got beat the first game. I don't understand, how you guys could think you guys did something so great. Just get out of the first round of the playoffs, right? I mean, am I crazy or what?
No.
They don't know how to win. It's been so long since Washington's won. They don't know how to win. And let me tell you guys, the younger guys and people who might not have seen Washington when they had Joe Gibbs and they were winning Super Bowls, boy, they were really annoying fan base too. I mean, they're very similar to the Cowboys fan base back then. And then they went on the trajectory of just constant losing. And, now they win a little bit and they don't know how to handle it. The Eagles are like Barry Sanders. You score a touchdown, you give the ball to the referee. Their running back is like, some running back that gets one start because everybody's hurt, scores a touchdown, and then goes overboard in celebration. That's them. 500, The record thing is lose for Sirianni. If he plays Saquon, he'll get flack. If he doesn't, he'll get flack. Nick chose the path of least risk and was best for the team. I don't know, Splend. I don't agree. The best thing for the team is to get the record and win the Super Bowl. I mean, nobody can give him flack about that. Go win the whole thing and get it. To me, he gets a pass as far as I'm concerned if something happens. I think. I don't know. Nick talks about all the time in his speeches about going for greatness and don't let greatness miss the pie and all this stuff. And then he turns and thumbs his nose at greatness.
Even at the Giants game when he could have scored his all-time his rushing per game with 13 yards ago, and I understand it was just 13 yards, and that was in the regular season where you have other games to play. And I mean, I don't know, it just seems not like Nick to just be like, no. And the player says, I want it. The player says, I want it. And obviously this is important to him, his family. And then watching him just talk about, I get it. It's for the team and I can't be selfish. And I don't know, man. It's just, it seems off with Nick. I feel like this isn't Nick or this is a smokescreen. One of the other.
It could definitely be the front office.
Yeah.
It could. Ricky says 500, even if Barkley beats the record, an 18-game schedule is coming down the pile, and the record will be beaten soon after Barkley record was not beaten 16 games because of Hurts. Now, I disagree. You have to look at not the amount of games. You have to look at the amount of carries, right? Like right now, Eric Dickerson has 30-something more carries than Saquon Barkley does. Even in an 18-game schedule, in a league that is a passing league, I doubt very much that you're going to get somebody who's going to get 450 carries in a year and break it. I think this record is going to stand another 40 years. I really do. I don't think it's going to be broken. It's not like every year people are getting close. I mean, you only had 9 people in history of the NFL go over 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
And yes, you'll get an extra game, but you know, they don't run the ball 20 times. How many running backs run the ball 20 times a game?
Yeah,
they don't do it.
Yeah, it's old school mentality. I mean, that's why a lot of teams don't run the ball like they do when it's a passing league. And like I heard, like even people on social media, all these Eagle fans are like, "Well, we have next year." It's like, dude, like this. You know, you run running backs the way you do. I mean, you know, Saquon has a lot of carries. You know, I mean, he stayed relatively healthy, and the big difference from the Giants to the Eagles is that he's not making a guy miss in the backfield. So just getting hit in the secondary to that second level, it's way less. It's way less of a toll on him. That's why he could stay healthy like this whole entire year. He's been, he's probably dealing with something like everybody else is, but relatively he's done this offensive line has done wonders for him. It's this offensive line should get a lot of credit because he could last a lot longer in the season. So
I think the Eagles have the best offensive line since the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. I said that the other day, and I truly believe it. But they won't get the credit for that unless they win a Super Bowl. No. And if they win a Super Bowl and they have the record, they're gonna be looked at on that kind of level. I mean, you literally have Cam Jurgens made the Pro Bowl, Lane made the Pro Bowl, Dickerson made the Pro Bowl, all deserving. Jordan Mailata robbed, and then Mekhi Becton, who I do want to talk a little bit about in a minute. I think he was a Pro Bowl type too. I mean, I think that whole starting line is Pro Bowlers, and they're young. I mean, to me, it's one of the great lines. Pat Ryan says Jalen is not in concussion protocol because he wore the wrong shoes. Wait, what? Where the F did this even? Who said that? I could understand if he had concussion and then took his shoes off and then put the wrong shoes on. But no, I don't know who said that. I don't think we said that. Did we say that?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Kyle says, per Daniel Jeremiah, Eagles quarterback Jalen has an index finger on his throwing hand removed due to the word was been nailed first class to Mark Holmes to address more 8. Yeah, maybe it'll arrive at when the broom I sent him will arrive. Corey Damer Super Chat. He goes, I'm hearing Philly is slow playing Jalen's concussion protocol. Why? Are they smoke screening us playing Barkley Sunday for the record? I don't think they can mess around with the concussion protocol. I think that comes from I don't know if it's an independent doctor or the Eagles team doctor, but I'm pretty sure they can't mess around with concussion protocol. So I don't think they're slow rolling it. I think he's legitimately still got concussion. Are they saying the smoke and screen with Barkley? I don't know. I wonder. I hope so. I hope they are. Nick would go up so many levels if tomorrow we go and it's like Derrick Henry's still out there in the fourth quarter of a game that they're obviously pretty much won.
I guess they feel good. I don't know. They feel good about him.
I'll tell you what, if the Eagles had the Lions head coach, the record would be theirs. That dude played his players last week. I streamed the game. He didn't need any of that game versus the Niners. They didn't need to win it. It meant nothing because all you have to do is beat Minnesota this week. And he played them all from start to finish.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. Yeah, I understand that, but they're not gonna sit and then they're gonna play again because they have something to play for the last. I don't know. I don't know. To sit them and then play them again.
I get what you're saying, but under the momentum, we can't risk injury.
Yeah, right.
I just think it depends on the coach and teams, and I think I don't know. To me, I almost feel like not playing is like we're almost too scared. Like we overthink. It's like it's like what do they say? It's like paralysis by overanalysis. I feel like that's what we're doing here. I just hope that it doesn't mess with momentum. I just hope it doesn't mess with morale. I just hope it doesn't, do that. Henry just scored a touchdown.
It shouldn't put the team down, but I mean, even like today, like Zay Flowers dislocated his knee today. So
I know it can happen, dude. Injuries happen. There is no doubt about it being. It is a risk. There it is. But in everything, you got to take a risk. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, listen. They go out and they win the Super Bowl, then you can say, hey, it was all the right call. But to me, you don't play him and stuff. You got to win the Super Bowl now. You got to win it.
Yeah.
Ryan, thank you for the super chat. He goes, they can't speed up protocol, but they can have him skip practice, which would prevent him from progressing to the next step. Well, he can't practice.
No.
He can't practice in concussion protocol. So he can't even be on the field, I don't think. So, like, the only way he could even practice or see the field was he would have to be cleared.
Why wasn't he at the game last week? Is that part of it?
I don't think you're allowed on the sideline with a concussion.
Really?
Huh. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think if you have a concussion, because, look, you see guys get hit on the sideline all the time and go down. So I don't think he's allowed on the sideline with a concussion.
They take these concussions this seriously. Shit, they don't take the throwing these, seeing all these no calls on. I mean, if players' health is that important and they're missing all these calls on the field, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, Derrick Henry just scored that touchdown. By the way, somebody asked. Yeah, it was Derrick Henry. 28-10. So I think the Ravens clinched the division. He had, he had 6 carries for 8 yards in the first half, 11 carries for 79 yards in the second half. So he's not going to come close to 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. He goes, steps 3 and 5 of protocol require different levels of practice participation. Okay, gotcha. Now, is it an independent doctor that makes the decision, or is it the Eagle team doctor? Because I wonder what I'm saying that is I'm just wondering, because you see guys like Josh Allen, who obviously there was a couple weeks ago where he got hit and you could tell he was like out of his feet. And he goes in the blue tent and comes right back out and he's in the game. Mayfield gets literally thrown on his head, goes in the blue tent, and he's back out there.
Comes right out, yeah.
And it's like, is it the team doctor? Because if it's the team doctor making the decision, I would think it would have to be like an independent doctor once he's in concussion protocol. But I don't know. I don't know. Trey Brown, thank you for super chat. Goes, Philly, did you talk about the Laurie Eskins story? No, I didn't talk about that. It has nothing to do with the Eagles.
No.
I was listening to Celia Shaw. I was sick in bed listening. I was kind of like arguing with him in the chat because like trying to make a big deal of Hurts and Hurts and Brown friendship thing. And it's like, I'm like, I don't think they're not friends. And he's like, well, then you're saying Brandon Graham's a liar. I'm like, no, Brandon Graham just misspoke. It's not a big deal, and I'm not gonna try to make it the Laurie Eskins stuff or whatever. That has I don't know what's going on in there. How do I talk about that? I have no idea. SMD Eagles says, "What's up, Philly Joey? Go Birds! Go Birds! How you doing? Man. How you doing, Esmery the Booth? Can our defense keep these teams off the board long enough so Jalen can get back into his rhythm?" Yeah, I think so. Green Bay's got a good offense. Washington knows us well. But I think the defense is good enough to do that. That's the one thing. Like, I'm excited, obviously, about the playoffs. But, dude, we're going in there with a stifling defense, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. We go in there, let's say round 1, and you shut down the Packers, and you win that game handily. Oh, man, I'm going to feel so good. But dude, the number 2 seed may actually be way better for us than the 1 seed. That's crazy.
That'd be good.
Chubb says the independent New Orleans screwed us. Yeah, that's what I would think. I believe 2 team doctors and an independent. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do to get through the concussion protocol. We'll see. I mean, if he comes back by Monday, I expect him to be cleared by Monday. And if he's not, I will be a little worried. Keith says that record guarantees a spot in the Hall of Fame. I don't want Saquon to regret later in life. Our backup O-line is better than half the league. Just saying, it is. Our backup offensive line could start for most teams. I really think the Eagles literally, I think they've got the best offensive line I've seen since, and I don't just mean this year, I mean over the last few years, since the Dallas Cowboys line. Mac Daddy, Dogs of Catering, thank you for the super chat. He goes, we most likely going to play DC first round payback. I don't know. I don't know if we are. Right now we're playing Green Bay, right? So if Washington wins tomorrow, we play Green Bay. So we'll see. Green Bay lost that game last week. It really hurt them. So they're gonna have to go to Philly. We'll beat whoever put in front of us. That I believe.
Yeah.
And here's a quick reminder, guys. We got a deal on our merchandise. So the redemption line. We got new shirt out. People have been loving this, so definitely check it out. Right now we got basically buy 2 and get free shipping, and they will be shipped as ASAP. We made sure belt to ass ASAP.
Belt to ass.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
but no, we
definitely check it out.
Are.
Definitely check it
out. I want Dallas to beat them so bad. So I think Washington beats Dallas tomorrow. I think Washington wins, but I think they end up in. Well, I don't know who they'll be playing. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Do they have a playoff picture?
I haven't seen one as of recent.
Let me see. Usually they have it the last week. So I like when they put it out there so you can kind of see who you're going to play. They got a little something here, so let me see. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
Okay. No, I'm good.
Hold on. No, I thought it was like I thought it took me off the page. I'm gonna share the screen here. All right, so can you see that now?
Yeah, I see it. Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of how we're looking here, and I'll focus more on here. All right, so obviously we've got Lions 1 right now, Eagles 2, Rams 3, the Vikings are 5, and then you have Commanders 6, and the Packers are 7, and then the Buccaneers and the Falcons are fighting for that 4th seed. Now, the way it looks like, if pretty much everything plays out, the Eagles will play Green Bay, Washington goes to LA, and then you have the Vikings will play either Tampa Bay or Atlanta. I honestly think the Rams beat Washington. I do. I think they're going to beat Washington first round playoffs. They get to play them at home in LA. Rookie quarterback in the playoffs, Stafford experience. So I think the chances are that the Eagles play Packers and win. The Rams win. I think Minnesota beats whoever they play. I don't care if it's Tampa or Atlanta, and they win. So then you got the Eagles will have to play the Rams at home, and the Vikings have to go play the Lions, or vice versa, depending upon who wins. This is a much easier. This is actually a really better path for the Eagles than for the number 1 seed. It really
it might be. Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal Corey Barnett, Denver Super Chat goes, I want the Commanders in the wild card because I wanted to beat the brakes off them. But yeah, no, I get it too. I would love to destroy. I would love to destroy them. I do. I would love it. See, I think the Rams beat Washington, but I think Green Bay would beat the Rams. So I think, I think the path for the Super Bowl for the Eagles, the first 2 rounds may be way easier than for the Lions or Minnesota. That Lions, Minnesota, I mean, you're going to be playing first round of the playoffs against a fifth seed that's got 14 wins. They could beat you. The Eagles got a legit chance to get the NFC Championship game at home. They definitely do. So I mean, we'll have to see. You know, Covey. I don't think Covey's back at all. Right? I don't think he's coming back.
He's been weird. I don't know. I thought he was a full. I don't know. The last couple of weeks have been weird. He's been the second injury on the year, and he hasn't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean at punt returns. I don't know if you're still like nervous about it or you're still like about it.
Well, he had that one fumble I didn't like, but I mean, he's definitely good. Definitely good at doing it. You know. So I mean, I think he'll be okay. I don't know what's the deal with Covey though for the year. So. I think he's pretty much done. Lauren Biggs says, what up, Eagles Nation, and what up, 500 and Joey Shakes. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, too.
New Year's.
The roads to the Super Bowl needs to be we beat Washington, the Bucks, and the Lions. We play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch and take home the Super Bowl championship. That would be interesting. I don't know. For Tampa to win, they're going to have to beat Minnesota. I mean, do you think they could beat it? I guess it's possible. You know, they're weird because sometimes if they look good, they can look really, really good. But I would still think they probably lose to Minnesota or Detroit. Right. Although they did beat Detroit and they beat us. They beat 2 really good teams this year. Tortyville says, I'm concerned about Covey going forward. He hasn't been able to put on any muscle, and he is now getting injured. I don't think he'll be able to keep healthy. Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with him either. I don't. Happy New Year's, Eagles. Hey, Happy New Year's to you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Which King says, that sucks for whoever loses tomorrow night. Imagine winning 14 games and you don't get a home playoff game. I know. It's crazy. And, you know, the thing is you also have to go on the road. Then you have to come right back, and chances are you're probably going to play the 1 seed. So, it's brutal. There's no doubt about it. I don't remember ever seeing. I'm trying to think, when have we ever seen a 14-win team as a 5th seed? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Butter says, if the Commanders do win, we would play the 5th seed, which would most likely be the Vikings or Lions, depending on who wins the week. No. The Eagles cannot play the Vikings the first round of the playoffs. The Eagles cannot play the 5th seed. The Eagles would play the 7th seed. The 2 seed has to play the 7th seed. So 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and then 4 plays 5. So no, the Eagles will not play the Vikings in the first round of the playoffs. It can't happen no matter what. 500, our whole offense is dinged up with nagging injuries. I don't want anyone aggravating. Sit them and be done with the frivolous record chase. It doesn't help you. Rest always better. Yeah, I have to disagree with you on this one. I get rest is good. It's good to be healthy and rest. But I think there's something about momentum and a mentality, a championship mentality. And I think that getting this record helps your morale. I think it helps. I think it gives you all the momentum in the world heading into the playoffs. And I think that turning your back at history, I don't think ever is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Henry has 138 yards. Yeah, they kept Henry in. He's now got 138 yards. When I last talked and mentioned Henry, he had like 80-something yards. How the hell does he get all of a sudden 138 yards? They keep him in even when the game was over. Even when the game was over, they kept him in. They've kept him in. They scored. It was 28 and 10 or whatever. And now they scored again. I mean, it's like they kept them in the fourth quarter. They could have pulled them out. Let's see. Henry's got. He's got 20 carries, 138 yards. It's 35-10. Boy, that I'm telling you, man. They kept him in a long time after that game was out of hand. They're trying to get Henry to 2,000. These guys don't mind, and yeah, I agree with you, Sean. These other teams, they don't mind getting their guys these kind of things because I think it matters. I think it all matters in morale and boost and obviously incentive bonuses and all that.
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean, why would you keep Henry in so long? You won the game. The game was out of hand, and yet they bring him right back out. But he's still not going to get 2,000 yards.
No,
so
he won't.
He needed like 200 or something. Although Baltimore did just get a turnover, so if they bring him out again, I don't know how much time's left. We will see you all soon. A playoff team. Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see you soon. Get that defense ready. If I was going to single season record, go for Terrell Davis regular season, postseason rushing record. Get them both. Don't pick and choose. Just get them both.
What's the Terrell Davis? What's Terrell Davis?
I don't know what the numbers are, but it's like the 2,000 yards plus what he got in the playoffs. I think the year he went 2,000 yards, they won a Super Bowl. I think he's like the only one out of the 9 to actually get a Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's the total yards. Jock Z, thank you for the super chat. Not only does chasing the record give them to dope to want to win the Super Bowl, but that's record for Saquon and entire family legacy. I say play him, give him a chance to make history. I agree. I think it puts him in the Hall of Fame. When his career, it's going to put him in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's going to elevate that Super Bowl for the Eagles. It doesn't just become a Super Bowl win. It's like you become, to me, an all-timer. Now, your offensive line is perhaps the best in the league.
You don't want to put him in a bad mood either. Like if he doesn't, like if they sit him for this, does it like change his? I mean, I'm not saying like Barkley is going to have a bad mentality going to the playoffs, but doesn't it affect him in some caliber? Just a little bit.
I believe in morale. I do. I mean,
yeah.
Once this thing's over, though, you just gonna have to focus on the playoffs. But I mean, just if you go out there and you get it, oh my God! And those guys are all celebrating, feeling high, feeling good. Man, that momentum carrying going into the playoffs, I just think it's so huge. I just do. Daniel said they're running him again. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if Derrick Henry comes back out. There's only a minute left in the game, so it doesn't look like he's in right now. They just keep showing Myles Garrett. But I think Pittsburgh, I mean, I don't think Pittsburgh can win the division, right? I think this clinches the division for the Ravens, which makes the game, the Pittsburgh game, meaningless. Well, for Pittsburgh, see what they should have done is this game should not have been. They made a mistake. Why did you put this game on first? You got to put the Pittsburgh game on first. So Pittsburgh's got to win and play for something, and then Baltimore goes out and plays. That way, you're getting it's more drama, instead of doing it this way. Zay Flowers might have torn. I hope he didn't, but he did get hurt. He did. Now Henry is waving to the crowd, and they're showing him on the sideline. What a great year! What a great player Henry is. Eagles won't remember when Nick Foles could have broke the record of 8 touchdown passes in a game against Oakland Raiders, and Chip Kelly pulled them after 7 touchdowns and the tying the record. I do. I hated that. I absolutely hated that. And then what did Chip Kelly do? He traded Nick Foles. So he showed you how much he valued Nick Foles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Davis is 2K plus Super Bowl. He's the only one. Well, he was the only one.
Was
not after this playoff. We're going to Super Bowl, baby. Chris Woodring says a member for 9 months. I understand the rest thing, and I'm torn a bit, but I honestly would go for it. What's up with Barkley and the O-line practicing? Maybe Nick is Josh. Yeah, I mean, there's speculation that maybe Nick is going to put him in last second tomorrow, kind of surprise everybody. I'm hopeful of it. I'm praying for it. I don't know, though. I mean, I'm not expecting it. It was weird that they practiced them.
A little tiny
Henry, 84 yards behind. Yeah, it's done. There's 24 seconds left, and the Browns have the ball, and they're just taking a knee. So, he ain't getting it. The Eagles should make a statement by having Barkley destroying the Giants, showing the league we mean business. Take him out immediately as soon as we get it, or try before halftime. I agree. Wouldn't it be great if they come in and they play him? And, I mean, do you think about how you go from a game that means nothing, that everybody is just like treating like a preseason game, to all of a sudden everybody can't look away? The whole world, the whole country will be watching that game.
Yeah, of course.
That moment. Everybody in the country, every football will be looking at that game, and like it's a big deal. It becomes a giant deal. All right. You don't run away from moments like that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you just don't run away from moments like that.
And it ends on Barkley facing his former team, and it's just like a story that it would be remembered for years.
And maybe that's what Nick is doing. Maybe he's acting like he ain't gonna play him, and then it's gonna be like, boom, he plays him for the dramatic effect.
So obviously if Saquon was beat writers were at the practice, obviously. So why would they, knowing that if Barkley was in pads and he was practicing, why would they set it up on a day where the beat writers are going to be there, knowingly they know they're going to put that news out? It's just weird, man. It's just all weird.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. It's crazy. Dacker says it's too monumental pass up. It is. It goes from the game where it's like everybody's just watching. All right, let's go. Who are we playing? All right, let's get through this game. To, oh my gosh, I can't look away. When's Barkley getting the ball? Okay. And it's going to just, the whole nation is going to be fixated on this moment. That's how big of a record this is. Wouldn't it be great, though, if he goes out there and it's like, boom, first carry of the game, 70 yards, touchdown, boom. Two possessions later, he breaks a 40-yarder, boom, take him out, and you get done quickly, and you just blow it open and get done quick. Wouldn't it be great?
It'd be awesome.
I mean, we always think about, well, what if he gets hurt? What if he doesn't get hurt? What if he gets it in the first quarter and we pull him? Or, you know what I mean? I don't know. But, otherwise, who we're going to get? We're going to get a game where if he's in, the whole nation's fixated, every carry. Everybody's going to be watching and counting down this record. And then if he doesn't get, to play, and you don't play him, it becomes like a preseason game. And all the camera's going to do is follow Barkley and keep looking at him on the sideline, looking for anything that would make him seem upset or something that they could blow out of proportion later on,
Yeah.
If Barkley said, I don't want the record, I don't care about the record, I would be like, don't play him. But when I saw that interview,
he was torn, man. He was.
I saw him, and I saw a couple of guys, and I could just tell. I was like, nah, you can't do this to them. You just can't. Butters, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Daniel says, I bet the crowd boos because we didn't say play Barkley. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, imagine you have tickets to that game, and you could go and see a 40-year-old record fall.
Yeah.
But instead you get the preseason. Oh my God.
I know.
I hate it.
I know.
Joel says 500. I told you about Arizona State running back Cam Scadaby. I forget how to pronounce his name. Go watch college football playoff. Yeah, I've seen him. I watched him the other game. Yeah. It's crazy. I like the kid. John Wick says, I like the name, John Wick. That's great. Phil, your video gave me goosebumps about the record in Super Bowl. I felt the one. Thank you, my man. I was sitting there, 102-degree fever. And I was like, I got to get up and speak, man. That was from the heart. That was from the heart. Let's see here. The Barkley conversation will forever be a back and forth, record or no record. I don't think it's a Barkley thing that pieces around him that's taking the decision.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I don't think it's Barkley at all. And I don't think it's the players at all. I don't even know if it's Nick. I don't know. But I think that whatever, I understand the law. Obviously, we all understand the logic of it. But I also think that, like, I don't know. I'm a believer in karma. So, it's one of those things you can't prove. But I do believe in karma. And I do believe that, thumbing your nose at history like this, when fate has put it right in front of you. Like, I look at it like this is our path. This is our path to a Super Bowl. We got to take this record and run with it to the Super Bowl and put this team on a pedestal above many Super Bowl teams.
Mm-hmm.
You just do.
Yeah.
Like Rudy, Barkley, right? Yeah, for Barkley. Let Barkley play for me, coach. Yes, exactly. Umbrella Man, thank you for the super chat. The momentum, energy, the record would give this team going to playoffs would be crazy. It would be insane. I mean, it would be insane. And not only that, like the Super Bowl becomes like something. I think it actually elevates how important a Super Bowl win would be for this team. Like, I believe it elevates that Super Bowl into something different. It takes it to another level. This year does feel different. It does. Now, if Hurts can't play though, I don't know. Is Pickett going to be able to play, or are we going to be playing the kid in the playoffs? Do you know? I don't know.
I have no idea that I
don't know because Pickett's not. He's not. He hasn't even been near the practice field this week. Butters, thank you for super chat. Goes, if the Commanders win the Rams, then if the Commanders win the Rams, then we play the Rams play. If the Commanders win, they play the Rams. Minnesota would play the 4th seed. Minnesota or Detroit plays a 4th seed because they're the 5th seed. Mm-hmm. And then the 7th seed plays the 2 seed, which is the Eagles. So the Eagles would play the 7th seed.
Right.
And then if let's say the Eagles win, let's say the Rams win, let's say Minnesota wins, or the 5th seed wins, the Eagles would play then the highest seed. They reseed after each round. So the Eagles are the 2 seed. They would have to play the best seed, which would be the Rams, who are the 3 seed. And then the 5th seed would have to go play the 1 seed. So even though the Vikings have the better record, because they're seeded as a 5th seed, they would actually have to still play the 1 seed. So that's how it goes. The NFL reseeds after every round. JNB, thank you for super chat. Because imagine how gun the stream would be if he play. Oh, I mean, it would be crazy. Like I said, I'm giving a Saquon Barkley jersey if he plays. If he plays and legitimately going to get the record or go for it, I'm giving out a Barkley jersey if he breaks that record. This is the number of Eagle customer services to leave a comment. Call this number now. Everyone, tell them we want Barkley to play for the record. There you go. Yes. Listen, they're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. It sounds like they're not going to do it, but hopefully they got something in store for us,
Hopefully.
What Butters is trying to say is that if the Commanders beat the Rams, then we play the 4th or 5th seed. If the Commanders beat the Rams, they are the what? They would be the 6th seed.
6th seed, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 4th or 5th seed would then play us. Exactly. That is correct. Yeah, he's right. He's right in that instance. If Washington beats the Commanders beat the Rams, they would have to go play Detroit or the 1 seed, and we would play the other team. Right. Which if they're playing Minnesota and Philly, I still like that matchup a lot. And then if we get Tampa, dude, I would love to destroy them. But he's right about that. If that's what he means, then yes, it's correct. 500. The sun is going to expand. The earth will be swallowed and burnt to crisp in 5 billion years. The Saquon Barkley record won't matter. I say forget the. Yeah, well, I mean, the rest of your life, for that matter, doesn't matter then. I mean, I don't know how you come up with that kind of logic. I'm not worried about 5 billion years. For 5 billion years, he'll have the record, and I'll love it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to look at it like that, well, at the end, nothing really matters. Then what does our lives matter? What does everything we do matter? If we're going to look at it like that, I don't know. That's too morbid for me. Luke, Philly, what games are you streaming? I'm streaming the Eagles game, and then I'm streaming the Detroit Lions Minnesota game at night. So I'll be doing the Eagles game. What was 1:00 game, right? And then we could do post game as soon as it's over if you want, so we can get it done early.
Yeah, it's fun. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. The sun will be wild sometimes, right? Yeah. Just that Jerry Jones will still be alive. Oh my God. I know he will. He'll still be alive. It is true. We'll see. The Bombanders has been to the Super Bowl or NFC Championship game since the first season of Martin. I didn't look at it like that.
I don't know when Martin came out. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. No, Donnie, these men are nihilists. Jeez. Y'all be in hell in 5 billion years? Let's drink Kool-Aid. Kelly, I like the Kelly Green. So in other words, I'm not worried about no 5 billion years. Yeah, don't worry about anything. Jaden is prepared to be really worry about it. Jaden, what I'm saying is life does matter. Your life matters. My life matters. What we do matter. The record in terms of football and sports.
Mm-hmm.
I don't subscribe to that, but I do think it's a funny comment though. Jaden is prepared and ready for the dance and about to put the show in the playoffs. Lights, camera, action. Cut. You're done. See you next year. I don't know. I mean, I think the Rams beat Washington. It's just me. Look, rookie quarterback going into the playoffs against a team that is fairly healthy now, right? And you got a quarterback who's won a Super Bowl. I think it's a dangerous game for Washington. Juno, thank you for the super chat. Imagine if we still had Frederick. Who?
I don't know who that is.
Frederick. Philly, stream the Chiefs-Broncos game. Wentz is playing versus the Broncos. We're playing. I'll have it on, but that's a meaningless game too.
Yeah, for us right now. Yeah.
I have no interest. Kansas City doesn't need anything, right?
No, they're done. Yeah, they got the one, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're one. They got the one. They're done.
Right.
They're
right.
not going to play. So Jerry Jones is 99 billion years old, and the run moon stars, and the rest of the planets combined. He really does look like it. Did you see all the crap that the Eagle fans were doing?
Yeah, I saw
that
the video.
Was awesome. Dude, that was so awesome.
He had nothing to say.
That's so awesome. So if Hurts can Pickett win a wild, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I feel about Pickett.
You can't take it. You can't even take it from 1.5 games to what really 2 games. So you can't really take much out of it. That was a bad Dallas team too.
Dude, what if Hurts is in concussion and Tanner McKee goes out there and tears it up, and we have a Nick Foles situation? What do you do? Oh, here we go with this stupid thing.
Got to fucking trade him.
I hate when it does this thing. Trade him, you said?
Maybe. Potentially.
What do you think of Tanner McKee? Like,
I
what
said,
did you
like,
think of what you saw?
it was the first time where we didn't go into a preseason game in the second half where like he actually had the starting offensive line. Like it was the first time we saw starters with him, and he looked really good. Naturally, passing wise, his release is really short. Accuracy is great. He was great. I would like to see more of it, like just for the hell of it sometimes.
Yeah, I liked him. I mean, to me, he's got a big arm,
Mm-hmm.
big cannon, man. I don't know what he'll be, but I mean, I think in a couple of years he's legitimately your backup quarterback. No, I mean, I think he could legitimately be your backup quarterback.
He could.
I thought Pickett was playing actually not that bad. Like I thought he was doing okay. But those ribs, man, I don't know what to make with the rib injury. So, we'll see. Excuse me. Camera's acting funky.
There you go.
All right. Juno, thank you for super chat. He goes, Hassan Reddick, my bad. Reddick. Yeah, Reddick. I mean, Reddick had a horrible year. I think he had a half a sack. Was it like
it's like 3 to 6 3 tackles? Like it's not even much. Like I don't know what he's done honestly.
Nothing. What are your thoughts? I want to talk about this before we get out of here. What are your thoughts on the reports or speculation that the Jets may go in an all-in type situation to get Howie Roseman from the Eagles, to pluck him from the Eagles? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's an outside the box. I think that was from a guy. I mean, we don't know who that was from. I mean, that was just an outside the box type move, like an outside the box type idea. If the Jets want to go all out, and there's already a bunch of like rumors. I mean, really, it's not even rumors, but like I know the biggest problem with the Jets is really their owner because he has a lot of bad relationships. He's had a lot of bad relationships with players, even with Aaron Rodgers this year, a lot of players in the past. It would take, like, what would it take for Howie to be plucked off to another team? I mean, why would he leave though? Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised Howie doesn't have like a 1% stake in the team. I
always said Howie's going to end up being part owner of this team, and maybe the Eagles have to say, look, you stay, we'll give you some ownership. I don't know. Like, they were talking about like the Jets giving him like ownership stake in the team. But apparently Jets were his team growing up that he loved, and he tried to get a job with them. They didn't want him. I don't know. I think it's very crazy. Howie right now needs to stay because he's building something that is.
Yeah. What the fuck happened?
Sorry. I just got kicked out. You're
fine.
But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's just like I don't know where that story came from. I would be so pissed off. You can't let Howie go. He's building something that is going to be like historical here, man. If you could add a couple pass rushers, we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Jets are mission impossible for Howie. That would be the case. Is like, do they give him a ton of money, ownership stake or something? I don't know. And then somehow this is like the challenge of all challenges. Can he rebuild them? See, the problem that Howie's going to have is that everybody, like, we give Howie a lot of credit and he deserves it. But, Jeffrey Lurie deserves a ton of credit because really Lurie is the guy who gives Howie the room to do a lot of things. Like, they're, taking a $35 million dead money hit to get rid of Carson Wentz and trade him. Dude, most teams won't do that. I don't think that going to the Jets for Howie would be great because I don't think that they're going to be as open to making the moves and giving Howie that much room to maneuver as Jeffrey Lurie did. Jeffrey Lurie deserves a lot of credit for that.
Yeah. I mean, really, when they drafted Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, then, Jeffrey Lurie was like, man, we should be drafting from SEC teams and, from Alabama and LSU and teams like that. But I think part of it was, a lot of it that we weren't seeing in the past was he was always bumping heads on final decisions with maybe not Jeffrey Lurie, but maybe Andy Weidel when he was here, and maybe some other guys that he had to bump heads with on final decisions. And I think the main problem was he's never had full control of maybe free agency, maybe the draft. I understand maybe he's made some bad picks in the past. I think everybody's related. Every GM has made a bad pick. But he's been fantastic, man. I mean, we could question maybe some of the signings like Bryce Huff or things like that, the trade for Jahan Dotson, which makes no sense right now. I don't know why they gave up what they gave up for him, but I think he's building something, a lot of young talent, and with the right coaches and the right game plan behind it. And I think we fixed that this year. It's been fantastic. It's been great.
Yeah. He will never have, I believe, the freedom to do the things that he does in Philly with the Jets or somebody else. So, Jeffrey Lurie does not get enough credit for that. He really doesn't. Jeffrey Lurie, you say what you want about Jeffrey Lurie and him, the whole Brandon Graham situation, or him, not letting guys say certain things, whatever, all that crap. When it comes to going out there and trying to put a winner and giving your GM the tools he needs and the room he needs to be able to do things that are outside the box, he's great. He's great, and he does a great. Yeah. He's a great owner in that way. Xander, thank you for the super chat. 500. You betting the Lions game? If so, what are you thinking? Yeah, I'm betting the Lions game. I want Minnesota to win, but my brain tells me that Detroit's going to win that game. So I'm probably taking Detroit in the over in that game. But I think the Lions win. I think they're going to be hard to beat at home. And that's what I really want to see. I want to see how they are. They're going to go up against a good defense tomorrow at home in a playoff environment that is going to be insanely loud. Let's see how the Vikings handle it, and let's see how the Lions handle it. Mm-hmm. It could tell us a lot. But I think the Lions end up winning that game. I just think that offense is too. I just think they're too hard to stop. They just score every drive. It's crazy.
I know.
Now the Vikings, in my mind, you think the Vikings are going to win? Wow, that would be great. That would be great. I mean, I'll be rooting for them because I think the Eagles go into Minnesota and beat them. I think it's a lot harder to go into Detroit. And if you look at the Lions and you say the Lions are the 5th seed, yeah, they're going to definitely. What's going to happen is Lions are the 5th seed. They're going to win the first round playoffs. They're going to go to Minnesota and they're going to beat them. That means you're going to get the NFC Championship game, Eagles, Lions, and Philly. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. That's the best case scenario is for the Vikings to win tomorrow. I definitely want that to happen. Yeah. The Corbett, thank you for super chat. He goes, "We putting a foot in anybody we play, and I mean anybody." I agree. I think the Eagles are. I think the Eagles are going to have. I think they're going to go on a run, man. I do. I definitely do. Philly D says, "I got the Lions winning, but I rooted for Vikings." Me too. That's exactly how I'm thinking too. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Danielson, your favorite tonight. What do you mean? You said the same thing about the Ravens offense, and look at what our defense did to them. The Lions are the same offense, big plays or bust. Well, I mean, I never said that the Eagles couldn't. I picked the Eagles to beat the Ravens. I didn't think the Eagles couldn't stop the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens have the same offense as them. Ravens got a good offense. I don't think I said what you think I said, to be honest with you. I think the Lions' offense is on a whole nother level than the Ravens. I do. I think they're much better.
Timestamp.
Yeah. But I'm not saying, I think the Eagles go to Detroit and win. Yeah. So I think the Eagles can win there. But I just think it's a harder place to play than Minnesota. I do.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I do. We better go on a run if Saquon doesn't get a chance to break the record. We've got to win the whole thing, man. Got to win the whole thing. I like Cincy. Yeah, I kind of like Cincinnati tonight too. But I mean, we'll see. They still got it. still got a slim chance to the playoffs. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. All right. Well, is there anything else, man, before we get out of here you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I think we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see before the game. We'll get, what they're doing with Barkley or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, we're really focused on the playoffs and getting guys healthy, and that's all that matters. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I don't think, like I said, I don't think, there's no indication that he's going to play. There's a couple interesting things
Weird
that
things.
give you hope.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll end up being the case, but we'll find out. Like I said, this is going to either be a sleep, one of those games you can't wait to get through, or it's going to end up being one of the most like must-see TV games of the year, So we'll see. Should be interesting. All right, guys. Well, we out of here. I think that's it for tonight. We will be back tomorrow. Joey will be streaming. I'll be streaming. I'm doing a giveaway if Saquon plays. So if he plays and gets the record, we're doing a giveaway. So look for that tomorrow, and we'll be streaming, and it's going to be interesting. You're going to be shocked 500 when the Packers beat you all next week. All right, we'll see. We will see.
Everyone thinks we're so fucking easy. I don't know. I don't get it, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, Washington thinks they're going to just tear us up. We're hearing all from Washington fans. We're hearing from Green Bay fans. I'm going to be the humble Eagles. Just sit back, wait, and then we'll just do our talking on the field. We'll do our talking on the field. That's just the way it's got to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
This fucking guy always does this every damn stream. Every stream.
Damn, man. I don't know why he keeps doing that to me.
Fucking big ass sausage fucking fingers.
I literally didn't even push a button. It just boots my ass.
Yeah.
I can see normally it's like my big fat fingers. But I wasn't even touching a key. I was not doing anything. It just keeps doing that shit, man. But all right, we out of here, guys. I hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace. BetUS for sponsoring today's video. I would like to thank BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Remember, go to BetUS, sign up using the promo code YouTube150 and get 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. That's 150% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits up to a $2,000 maximum. Just use the promo code YouTube150. Shout out to BetUS.